Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this session, we will learn about common diseases in human from chapter Human Health and Diseases. So, let us begin with it. As we know that health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. Yes, and when a person is infected with a disease, that person is no longer healthy. So, diseases can be caused by a variety of organisms belonging to either fungi, bacteria, viruses, protozoans, helminths, etc. And these kind of organisms are known as pathogens. Yes, these kind of organisms that we see here are known as pathogens. So now let us dig more about pathogens. So, most parasites are called as pathogens as they cause harm to the host by living inside them. Means these parasites which are present or enter in our body, they cause harm to our body. So the question is now that how these pathogens enter our body. So these pathogens enter from various means, and after entering inside our body, they multiply there and interfere with normal activities which results in morphological or functional damage. And pathogens can also adapt the environment which is present inside us. Yes, so that is how they are able to survive at very low pH which is present in our body, and they can also resist various digestive enzymes which is present in our body. Now we are going to learn about different groups of pathogenic organisms along with the diseases caused by them. So the first type of common disease that we are going to discuss is the typhoid fever, which is caused by a pathogenic bacterium known as Salmonella typhi, Now, how it gets transmitted? So talking about its mode of transmission, these pathogens enter the small intestine through food and the contaminated water, and they further migrate to other organs through blood. Now talking about its symptoms are generally seen as sustained high fever that is around 39 to 40 degrees Celsius, and apart from that, weakness is there, stomach pain, constipation, headache, loss of appetite, intestinal perforation, and in serious conditions it may also cause death. The typhoid fever can be confirmed by the Widal test. But we can't move forward without mentioning Mary Malone, which is nicknamed as Typhoid Mary. Her name is Mary Malone and she is nicknamed as Typhoid Mary because she was a cook by profession but also a typhoid carrier who continued to spread typhoid for several years through food she prepared. Next type of common disease is pneumonia, and it is caused by two types of bacteria, that is Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenzae. Now these are the bacteria because of which pneumonia is caused. Now let us talk about its mode of transmission. First of all, it infects the alveoli of the lungs. It affects the alveoli of the lungs, and it is transmitted by inhaling droplets or aerosols which is released by the infected person. And it can also be transmitted by sharing glasses or any other utensils with the infected person. Now let us talk about its symptoms. So its symptoms generally has problems in respiration, fever, chills, cough, headache, and the lips and finger may also turn grey or bluish. But dysentery, diphtheria and plague are another symptoms that can be seen in pneumonia. Let's decode another type of common disease, that is common cold, and it is caused by a rhinovirus which generally infects the nose and respiratory passage. Now here it is caused by a rhinovirus. Now it is very important for you to remember that which disease is caused by a bacteria or virus or protozoan. Now coming to its mode of transmission, it gets transmitted by the droplets from either cough and sneezing of an infected person, and it can be transmitted if it is inhaled directly, or it can be transmitted through contaminated objects such as if you hold a pen, books, cup, doorknobs, computer keyboard or mouse if it is touched by any infected person. Now, its symptoms include nasal congestion and discharge, sore throat, hoarseness, cough, headache and tiredness. Some human diseases are caused by protozoans as well. One such disease is malaria, which a man is fighting since many years. So Plasmodium, a tiny protozoan, causes this disease, and different species of Plasmodium is responsible for different types of malaria such as Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malariae and Plasmodium falciparum. Now out of these, malignant malaria is caused by Plasmodium falciparum, which is most serious and even be fatal. So now let us take a glance at the life cycle of Plasmodium. Yes? So let us begin. Now the Plasmodium which enters in the body in its most infectious form is known as the sporozoites. Now look here. Sporozoites, can you see? So this is the most infectious forms of Plasmodium which enters in the body through the bite of female Anopheles mosquito. Yes? So this is the human body here. Now after that, when the female Anopheles mosquito bites the human, these sporozoites travel through the blood to reach the liver. Yes? So sporozoites are the infectious form of Plasmodium which enters in the body through female Anopheles mosquito, and they further reach in the liver through the blood. Yes, clear till now? Now in the liver, they multiply through the asexual reproduction. The multiplication takes place inside the liver cell through asexual reproduction. Yes, it takes place through asexual reproduction. Now look here in the liver. Now come back to this diagram. Here you will see the sporozoites which have entered inside the liver. Now they are multiplying at this phase. See, now they are multiplying inside the liver cells. Yes, and by this multiplication they form merozoites. Merozoites inside the liver cells. Yes. Now after that these cells burst. These liver cells burst. Here you will see that the cell containing the merozoites at this stage, it is getting burst out, and these merozoites are released in the blood. Released in the blood. Yes, after it gets burst. Got it? Now these merozoites, when they are released in the bloods, now they will attack the RBCs, which are the red blood cells. Yes? Now these merozoites are attacking the RBCs here by multiplying again through asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction. Now this point is very important, that you must remember that at which stages the asexual reproduction is taking place. Yes, first of all it was taking place inside the liver that you have seen here in the picture, see, and secondly the asexual reproduction is taking place inside the RBCs. Yes, now this asexual reproduction will lead to the rupture of RBCs. Again, rupture of RBCs. See in this diagram that now this RBC is also getting ruptured, but it releases another toxic substance which is known as hemozoin. Now, when the person gets or suffering from the malaria, that person experiences chills and high fever. Yes. So that chills and high fever is because of the hemozoin which is released in the blood. Now, come back to the stage here where we have seen that merozoites are released in the blood. Now, another thing happens here, that some of the merozoites, they form or modify to form male and female gametophytes. Yes, female gametophytes. You see this in the picture also. Here you see that some of the merozoites which are released in the blood, they are forming the gametophytes. Here you see the male and female gametophyte. Yes. Now what happens next is that when this female Anopheles mosquito bites this person, when this female, see here the another mosquito, you see this picture of another mosquito. Now this, if this mosquito bites this person again, so these gametophytes enter inside the body of the mosquito. Yes, they enter in the body of mosquito, where the sexual reproduction of these gametophyte is taking place. Now see, at these two places in the human body, asexual reproduction was taking place. Now the moment these gametophytes enter inside the mosquito, here the sexual reproduction is taking place. Yes, and these sexual reproduction will lead in the formation of sporozoites again. Yes, sporozoites again, which gets migrated into the saliva of the mosquito, where they are stored temporarily. Now, when this mosquito bites a healthy person again, so these sporozoites again get transferred in the body, and the same cycle happens within that healthy human once again. Now, you may have noticed that Plasmodium requires two hosts. One is the human body, here you see, and secondly the mosquito. Mosquito, only the female Anopheles mosquito we are talking, yes? So, mosquito is the another host. And it also includes two phases. I'll mark it with another color here. It also includes the two phases. One is the asexual reproduction, which takes place inside the human, which takes place inside the humans, asexual reproduction, and another is the sexual reproduction, which takes place inside the mosquitoes. Got it? The asexual reproduction happening inside the humans and the sexual reproduction taking place inside the mosquito. Now, one more thing for you to remember is that the Plasmodium is the main cause of malaria here. The Plasmodium is the main cause of malaria here, not the mosquito. The female Anopheles mosquito only carries the Plasmodium, so it is called as the vector or the host of the Plasmodium. Yes, it is only called as the vector or the host for the Plasmodium. So in this session, we studied about pathogens and some common diseases such as typhoid, pneumonia, common cold and malaria. And in the next session, we will cover rest of the common diseases and their preventive measures. So stay tuned and thank you.